Okay. Find an equation for the perpendicular bisector of a line segment whose endpoints are -4, -1, 8, 3. So number one thing is perpendicular and bisector of one line segment. There is a line and this line has the endpoints. Let me call it A and let me call this as B. And A is -4, -1, let's say. Let's say B is the 8, 3. Line is having endpoints. We want to find out the equation of a line for the perpendicular bisector of this line segment. So this line segment's perpendicular bisector is what is wanted here. Perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular bisector. Okay. So here and here it is perpendicular and it is breaking, it is dividing the line into two equal pieces. That means this point and this length and this length would be the same. Doesn't look like. And let me just shift it a little. Yeah. Okay. Let's say, yeah, not to the scale, but let's say that this AO is equal to OA. Bisecting means it's dividing into half. So that means what does it mean for the point O and point O um, of AB? What do you think is point O of AB if O is dividing the line AB into two equal parts? What do you think is O?
Uh,
Is it in the middle of the line?
yeah.
If a point is in the middle of a line, what is the point called as?
Um,
It's in the middle of the line. It's a point and it's in the middle. Midpoint.
oh,
Yeah. So O is the midpoint of AB. And other than that, this green line is perpendicular to this magenta line. Over here, O is the midpoint. Can we find out what are the coordinates of O somehow?
yeah.
So what is the formula of finding the midpoint?
Um, it's x2 minus x1 and y2 minus y1.
It was the additional. The good thing is the formulas will be given to you, the formula sheet.
Oh,
Yeah. It's x1 plus x2 over 2. Y.
oh, I remember now.
Okay. So, you tell me what is the midpoint?
Okay.
What is the answer we are getting from here?
Uh,
-4 plus 8 is equals to
uh, 4,
-1 plus 3.
2.
4 divided by 2 and 2 divided by 2. What does that give us?
For what?
4 divided by 2,
2. Oh, I got 2 and 1.
2 and 1. So this is 2 comma 1, the O midpoint. O is the midpoint over here. And after that, we know that this is a perpendicular bisector. We want to find the equation of the perpendicular. That means equation of this green line. Let me call it OD. We want to find out the equation of OD. We know that for finding out the equation of OD, we have the slope intercept form y is equals to mx plus b, and we have slope intersect point slope form also, but for that we will require another what do we say, another point we may require, right? For the
Mm-hmm.
point form also, 2 point form. Okay, so if we want to use this, then we will need to know what is the slope of this line. What is the way we can find out the slope of the green line?
Uh, we can plug in O to y equals mx plus b.
Yes, but if we plug in 2 and 1 here, right? 1 equals to m times 2 plus b. There are two variables that are unknown. Two unknowns are there. We have only one equation. So we'll need to have something else. That is either the slope is known or the intercept is known. Somehow we want to know that. And let's consider that the slope of this one is m1 and the slope of the green line is m2. What do you think? What is the relationship that both of the lines are going to have? Both of the lines, the slopes are going to have when they are perpendicular to each other.
Um, the slopes will be equal.
If lines are perpendicular, the slopes are equal, sure.
Um,
What happens if lines are parallel?
oh, if lines are parallel, their slopes are equal.
Yes. At that time, slopes are equal, but here the lines are not parallel, they are perpendicular. So, what happens when the lines are perpendicular to the slopes?
Um,
There was something equal to a negative one.
M1 and M2 are they're both equal to -1.
Their product is equal to a negative one. So, if we somehow find out, let me call this as the equation for the line D, OD, and so the slope must be M2. Can we find out the slope of M1? Slope of AB, which is M1?
Yeah.
So, what will be the slope? Y2 minus y1, 3 minus of minus 1, over x2 minus x1. So 8 minus of minus 4, which gives us 4 over 12. And 4 over 12 simplified form, what is that?
1/3.
Correct. So slope which is m1 and the slope which is m2, their product should be a minus 1 because both of them are perpendicular. And m1 times m2, which is 1/3 time m2. M2, we don't know, is equals to a negative 1. What do you think? What is M1, M2 here we are getting?
Um, -1.
There was 1/3 also, right?
Yeah.
So we'll need to remove the 1/3 one by one. So we want to remove the 3 first, which is in the denominator. How can we remove this 3?
We multiply by its reciprocal.
Correct. You just multiply by the reciprocal. What is the reciprocal of 1 over 3?
3.
3. So on both the sides, we're just multiplying by 3. What we did to one side, we have to do to the other side. So M2 is equals to what we are getting?
Um,
What is M2 equal to?
-3.
That's right. M2 is equal to minus 3. We know the equation of line. that we want to find out is y is equals to negative 3 times x plus b. And we know that this line is actually passing through midpoint O, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whose coordinates are 2 and 1. So that means it's passing through 2 and 1. It's passing through 2 comma 1. So we got 1 equal to negative 3 times 2 plus b. And what is the first thing that we will do to solve this equation?
You combine like terms.
Yeah, what are the like terms here?
Minus 3 and 2.
Multiplication, okay? We got a negative 6 and
Then add 6.
add 6 to both the sides. So what is the value of b we are getting?
7.
7. We got the value of b. We have this star equation with us. Let's just plug it in over here. We're getting y equals to negative 3x plus b, which is 7. And this is the equation of line that we wanted to find out. Okay, so let me show you the whole question that we just did. Okay, too many steps involved here. Many steps. Is it too small or is it okay? It is visible to you.
It's visible.
It's visible, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's or I can just shift it over here and make a line so that we can just make it a little bigger. Yeah. Okay. So we have the. Would you like for me to summarize it or is it understandable?
Can you summarize it?
Yes. So first thing was they were saying find the equation. Mm, We wanted to find out the equation for a line which is perpendicular bisector of the line segment whose endpoints are this and this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So first understanding what the question is saying. We want to find out an equation. And for an equation, there are multiple forms that we know for it, which are y is equals to mx plus c or b. The slope intercept form. Then y is equals to y minus y1 is equals to slope times x minus x1, which is the point slope form. Then there is y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 times x minus x1. So this is the 2 point form, right? So there are multiple ways we can find out the equation. That is what we know about. Find the equation. They are saying for the perpendicular bisector. So one line which is perpendicular and which is bisecting, dividing into two, and it is also making a 90-degree on the base of the line segment for that line whose endpoints are this. So there was one line whose endpoints are given to us, which is this, and they were telling us to find out the equation of line, which is this. This line's equation is what we want to find out. So, for finding out this line's equation, they were had given that number one, this is perpendicular, making 90-degree with the other line, and this is at the midpoint. It is in the center. It's dividing the whole this blue colored line into two parts equally. If it was dividing it into two parts, that means it's whatever the point over here is going to be in the middle of the line, so it is going to be the midpoint. So we found the midpoint of this and this. Here is the midpoint formula we applied. We found the midpoint. So we got 1 point. So we knew that if we are having 1 point, we can use this, right? There is 1 point. Now, there is another thing, that is slope. We don't know what is the slope. But the second thing that is given is we have used the thing which was saying bisector into finding out the midpoint. Other thing they are saying is perpendicular. So what can we do with the perpendicular condition given? So by the perpendicular condition given, what we can have is, if we know the slope of this, we can know the slope of this, because perpendicular lines slopes product is a negative one. So for finding out the slope, we found the slope of this line which was already having the points. We found the slope of that line. Then we know for a perpendicular line, the other line should be the perpendicular, their product should be equal to -1. We found the slope of the other line also. So we got a point which was 2, 1, the midpoint, and we got a slope which was -3. Now, if we already got a point, we already got a slope, we can clearly use this. We don't need to find out any other point. We don't need to find out, oh, wait. But there is just one thing. We cannot use this one because we don't have 2 points right now. Either we can use this one or the second one. Now, for the second one, if we try to find out from the second one, do you think it will be possible for us to find out the slope?
Um,
The equation, sorry, not the slope. Would you like to check it once?
sure.
Okay. So let's see, the slope is 2, 1, which is given, which we just found, and sorry, the slope which is -3, which is what we found, and the midpoint. So we have the formula y minus y1, which is this, equals to m, which is the slope, times x minus x1. So x minus 2. We got y minus 1 is equal to -3x, and -1 -3 times -2 is +6, and we just do +1 on both the sides. We got y is equal to -3x plus 7, which is same as this one, right? Is it understandable what we did?
Yeah.
So we found the equation of the line from this slope intercept form also, and from the slope point form also. But we cannot find it from here because the second point we don't know about. So what is the conditions given to us, how we are using it, and how we are plugging in the values will determine our answer. And whatever method we are using, the answer will be same if all the steps that are told to us are followed correctly. Would you like to do another question on this? Would you like for me to summarize it again?
Um,
Should we do another question?
yeah.
Okay, let's go then. So again, we want to find out the equation for the perpendicular bisector of the line segment whose endpoints are given as here. Let me call it A. Let me call this B. So there is a line segment which is A to B, A and B. A's coordinates are 7, 1. B's coordinates are -9, 3. Equation for the perpendicular bisector. So there is a line which is perpendicular to this line, and it is bisecting it, that is dividing it into two equal parts. So this part would be equal to this part. Okay. And after that, they want us to find out the equation of the line. Now, equation of this blue line can be found either with the way y is equal to mx plus b. It can be found by using the point slope form. Y minus y1 is equals to m times x minus x1. As we saw, both of them will work, right? Okay, do you prefer the first form? Do you prefer the second form?
Um, the first one.
Okay. The first one is y is equals to mx plus b. Slope intercept form. So for that, number one thing is we want to find out the slope. Number two, we want to find out the intercept as well. And a point is also necessary. I would say if we went with this, we'll just need a point in the slope. Here we have to also find out point, slope, and the intercept as well. The first question we tried only with this, then secondly we tried with this. Would you like to try wholly with only the second one once?
Um,
It's okay. You can say no if you want to. It's not like we should do whatever is preferred by me, because you will have to do according to your preference and according to your understanding in the exam. What I meant is, over here we just need this and this point and then a slope. Here we will need slope, point, and the intercept also to be found. So just the steps increase in the first one. If you're comfortable with the first one, we can go with the first one. If you're comfortable with the second one, we can go with the second one, which is a little shorter than the first one. Which one would you like to go with?
we can do the second one then.
Okay, let's do the second one, the point slope form. And over here, we'll need a point, we'll need a slope. Now, what is given? They are saying this blue line. This is a perpendicular bisector. This is perpendicular bisecting the line over here. That means bisecting the line. So O is what for the line? O is what for the line AB?
Right. Midpoint.
Yes, O is the midpoint, and O is also lying on the line, blue line. So midpoint O's coordinates, if you want to find out midpoint O, what is this? X1 plus x2 over 2, comma y1 plus y2 over 2. So this one's x1, y1, x2, y2. So x1 is 7 and x2 is a negative 3, negative 9 over 2. Y1 is a negative 1, y2 is a plus 3 over 2. So this gives us a negative 2 over 2, 2 over 2, which gives us a negative.
Minus one.
Hmm,
Minus one and one.
that's right. So we got the coordinates of this. We got this, right? Now, when we got the point here, we want to find out the slope. If we want to find out the slope, what is given? We are given this line only, and the condition that both the lines are perpendicular. So how can we use the line AB for finding out the slope of the line, let's say OD? We know OD is perpendicular to AB. So what can we do to find out the slope of OD, which is M2? Is there any relationship between M1 and M2?
Um, yeah.
What is that?
Uh, both of their slopes equal -1.
Both of the slopes product equal to a negative 1. Great. For that, we should be knowing what is the slope of AB. So what is the slope of AB?
Uh,
Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which is 3 minus minus 1 over negative 9 minus 7, which gives us 3 plus 1. Negative 9, negative 7 is a negative 16. So 4 over negative 16 after simplification, what does it give us?
-1/4.
Negative 1 over 4. And we got the slope negative 1 over 4 times m2 equal to a negative 1. How can we find out m2?
Multiply 1/4 times 4.
Very good. Whatever we are doing to this side, we'll have to do to the other side. So we got a negative m2 equal to negative 4. But we don't want negative m2, right? We just want m2, which is a slope. How can we do that?
Uh,
We don't want a negative symbol here. What can we do to remove the negative symbol?
divide.
Divide by what?
Um,
What we don't want here,
the negative.
right? What if we multiply both sides by a negative? Like this.
It'll become a positive.
Correct. So m2 is equals to 4.
Yeah.
We got the slope for the blue line. We got the point for the blue line. Can we now apply the slope point form, which is this? And over here, the point is negative 1 comma 1. The slope is 4. So we got this is x1, this is y1 for this particular point, for this particular equation. So y minus 1 equal to 4 times x minus minus 1, which gives y minus 1 equals to 4x, 4 times x plus 1. So now 4 will be multiplied inside, which gives us y minus 1 equal to 4x plus 4. And what can we do to find out the value of y? Okay, is there something given over here? Find an equation. Okay, so they have not told us that we have to, find out the equation in the slope intercept form. So if it was a slope intercept form, we will just do the plus 1 on both sides. So y is equals to 4x plus 5. This we got the slope intercept form. Slope intercept form by doing this. But if they have not told anything, this is going to be the slope point form. Slope point form. So depending on what are they asking for, over here they have not said that, okay, find out the slope intercept form, find out the slope point form. Whatever is the equation, we just have to tell. So we can tell in any way that we want. So we can either stop at this also, we can stop at this also, whichever way we want to go with, because nothing has been specified in the question. Any questions still here? Would you like for me to summarize it?
Sure.
So they are telling us to find the equation of a perpendicular bisector. Number one thing is for finding the equation, what do we need? We need a point, which is x1, y1. We need a slope, which is m. So a point is needed for that line and slope is needed for that line. So for this blue line, we need a point as well as a slope. For finding the point, what is given? That there is a line for which this line, which is the blue line, is going to be the perpendicular bisector. It's a bisector. Bisecting into two equal parts. If bisecting into two equal parts, then O should be the midpoint. If O is the midpoint for AB, then we can find out the coordinate by the midpoint formula. After finding the coordinate, we got this point and this point. Now we just need slope. So the things are given according to this line, not this line, right? So we can find out the slope of AB, which is negative 1/4, and we know both of the lines are perpendicular. So we got the slope by using the product of two slopes is equal to negative 1. So this time we also got the slope. We got the point, we got the slope, we just plugged it into the equation. So we can do it then in two ways. Number one, keeping it in the slope point form. Number two, slope intercept form by solving it a little. This is how we can find out the equation of perpendicular bisector for the line segment whose endpoints are given to us. Any question in any point?
I don't have any questions for this.
Okay. So you can make a note of this.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. So again, find the equation of perpendicular bisector for the line segment whose endpoints are these. So we have a line segment whose endpoints are -1, -1, 5 and a -5. They are saying there is a line which is perpendicular to this line and it is bisecting the line. Bisecting, so this line is dividing it into two equal parts. Bisecting it. So this portion is equivalent to this portion. That means the point which is going to be over here, which is going to be a common point for both of the lines, is going to be the midpoint. So for finding out the equation for this line, what is the formula? Y minus y1 is equals to m times x minus x1. That means we need to find out the slope. We need to find out the point. So these are the two things which are needed for finding out the equation. And they are giving the equation is the pink line is dividing this purple line into two parts, equal parts. If it is dividing them into equal parts, then that means this point O should be the midpoint of AB. So to find out O, which is the midpoint, we use the formula x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y1 plus y2 divided by 2, which gives us x1 which is a -1, x2 which is a 5 divided by 2, y1 which is a -1, y2 which is a -5 divided by 2, which gives us 4 over 2 and -6 over 2, which gives us 2 comma minus 3. So we got the midpoint which is 2 comma minus 2, 2 comma minus 3. Alright, so y minus minus 3 equals to m times x minus 2. So now slope is needed. What is the other thing given? Other than midpoint, they are saying perpendicular. So the line, pink line, is perpendicular to the purple line. And we want to relate to the slope. So let us consider that the slope of this AB is m1, slope of this is m2. So we can find out the slope of AB, which is slope of AB is going to be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which is -5, -1 over 5 minus minus 1. This gives us a -5 plus 1 over 5 plus 1. So -4 over 6. That means -2/3 is the slope of AB, which we called as M1. Okay. So how do I find out M2? Is there any relationship between M1 and M2?
Um, they're both their slopes have the sum of -1.
Yeah, both of their slopes product is equal to a -1.
-1.
Yes. So M1 is -2/3. M2 we don't know, equal to a -1. How can we find out M2 here?
Multiply -2 over 3 times 3.
Okay, great. So M2 times 3 equal to -1 times 3. What we do to one side, we go to the other side. What are we left with here?
Uh, M2 equals -3.
But isn't it there was a -2 as well?
Oh yeah.
So what can we do?
Um, you add 2 to both sides.
Mhm. Okay, is the -2 getting subtracted with M2? Are these two numbers getting subtracted with each other?
Yeah.
Where is the subtraction happening in between them? Is -2 and m2 getting subtracted with each other?
Um,
It's like -2 times 3. Can we say this is a 1?
no,
So what is happening between -2 and 3?
they're getting multiplied.
So what is happening between -2 and m2?
They're getting multiplied.
If they are getting multiplied, what is the opposite of doing that to remove the -2 from m2 side?
Divide
What do we divide it with?
2,
Only 2?
-2.
-2. What we do to one side, we do to the other side. So we get m2 is equal to 3 halves, right?
Uh-huh.
We got the slope. Great. So we had this point, that we had this line y minus y1 is equals to m times x minus x1. And we got the point which is 2 comma -3. We got the slope which is -3, which is 3 halves. We found the slope is 3 halves, right? So we got my y minus y1 equals to m times, which is 3 half times x minus x1, which is 2. So over here, what we got is y plus 3 equal to 3.5 times x minus 2. And this is our point slope form. We can keep our answer to this also. So this is how we are going to solve it. Would you like for me to summarize it?
Sure.
So we want to find out the equation of perpendicular bisector. That is a line which is perpendicular and a line which is bisecting a given line whose endpoints are this and this. Okay. So the number one thing is we want to find out the equation of a line. So for finding out the equation, we need a point and we need a slope. From the given two points, we know O is the midpoint. So using the midpoint formula, we found the point. When we found the point, we needed the slope. What is the relationship between slopes? They are both perpendicular. So we found the slope of this line whose points were given and their slopes was a -1. So we solved it to get our slope. We got our point. We got our slope. We just plugged in the values and we got the point slope form. That's all. Any question in any point?
No.
All right, great. You can make a note of this.